When you're new to trading, learning how to read the charts can feel overwhelming at first. So in this video, I'll walk you through how to use TradingView one step at a time, with no prior experience required. We'll cover the essential tools, how to navigate the platform, and how to understand what price is actually doing on the charts. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have a clear foundation you can use to start analyzing the markets with confidence. Before we begin, I recommend setting aside a few uninterrupted minutes to focus on this lesson. Take it seriously, and if possible, open TradingView in a separate tab or have it ready on another screen so that you can follow along as we go. This tutorial is designed to build a strong foundation, and the details matter. Skipping steps or watching passively can limit how much you take away, so treat this like a short training session, not background content, and you'll get far more value from it. Okay, let's run through the platform that we use to actually analyze the markets. This is TradingView. If you've not used TradingView before, then you simply just need to go to a browser, type in TradingView, and create an account. That will bring you to something called Supercharts, which will open up this. So let's navigate through TradingView, because some of you may have never used this before. If you have, then bear with me, because there's still going to be elements that are important, even if you've been using TradingView for years. So if we move over to the right, and we can click these panels, which shows you your watch list. It shows you alerts, and then object tree is when you have drawing tools on here that you want to hide. To be honest, you don't need that. And then you have chats, screeners, calendars, community, notifications. Again, it's probably been about 8 years since I touched any of those. The important two are the top two here, watch list and alerts. On the watch list itself, you're going to be clicking the add symbol button, and it will bring up this window. So you can add in any stocks, if you're trading futures, forex, crypto, or indices, or even commodities such as gold, or you can search in here as well. If you're searching for a specific asset, you also can look to the right to see if it matches with your broker feed, if you will be trading directly from TradingView. Once you've added a few assets to your watch list, you can expand like so. You can create subheaders. So you right click on an asset and you can add section. You can right click and rename this, such as commodities. And then you can drag and drop these in. So we can have gold in commodities, and you can hide that. You can see I have Bitcoin in crypto, that can be hidden. And then I usually have one that's literally called hidden. And we'll come to this later on. It's basically my filtering process. So as I'm actually trading day by day, I'll start in the morning by doing analysis. And then if I don't like a particular market, I'll drag it into the hidden section, and then literally only allows me to watch that one asset for the day. So it's all about laser focus. You don't want to be having 25, 18, or even 10 assets on your watch list flickering on your screen, because you'll be too tempted to glance through, and that's a distraction. So that's your watch list panel, which you can, again, you can make larger or smaller. You can hide it like so. Your alerts will be shown here when you create one. You can either create one with this button down here, but what I tend to prefer to do is to right click on the chart where you'd want that alert. Now, alerts come into place at certain areas of interest that you want to be looking at some kind of event happening. So it could be the start of a trading session or the end of a trading session. It could be 15 minutes before a news release, or it could be an area you're expecting to take an actual trade from. Basically, you just right click on the area, this area here, add alert, and you can just hit create here. You can also add a message if you want. So if you want this to be certain highs reached, you can customize that so that when you get a notification and have TradingView app on your mobile, it will pop up and you'll have that message, and it'll actually tell you specifically what it is. Most of you run businesses and have busy schedules, full-time jobs, and therefore you might forget that 4 hours earlier you set an alert. When it comes up, if it's got a custom message, you'll remember exactly why you added that alert in the first place, right? It happens to us all. You can see this little node on the right that shows the alert, and what you can do to remove it, just click on this bin, confirm delete, and that gets removed. You'll notice also that on the right, when you have these alerts, it shows them here in the alerts log. When it's been hit, it will still show there. It will just show triggered. And again, if you want to delete over here to the right, you can delete it in that panel as well. So that's your watch list and your alert section, and you can hide that by toggling off. Also, while we're at the top right, you have the name of your chart here, which you can rename right here. So you can call it anything you wish and save that. And you can also make a copy to have a duplicate if you want to have different drawings, or if one's for backtesting, one's for live trading. You can have multiple loadouts. And when you click on any of these, you can see I have different chart themes, or you can hit open layout. You can have as many as you want. You can publish ideas, but that goes into the wider community of TradingView, which is not necessary. This camera button, though, is something of importance. As you're going through your learning journey, if you have a question for me that's relating to something technical, I will want some context. So please don't write a sentence and say, what happens when price hits this high, without a chart actually shared. So to share with me a chart in Discord, the best thing to do is to click this copy link and then paste it into Discord, and that will pop up the chart, and I can actually see context of what question you're asking, and I can give you a more defined answer. So that's pretty much everything you want to see over to the right of the panel. If we move over to the top part, we can see the name of the asset we have. We have the US 500 here. We have different time frames, which you can toggle here and add more. You can click a star if you want to favorite a certain time frame. So if you want to have a 10-minute time frame, if you toggle that on, you can see that's favorited now. You tend to only favorite the ones that we use the most. You don't need to use them all. You can see there's only certain ones that we actually use. Most of the time, you'll find us on the 4-hour and the 15-minute. Next up, we have bar style. Now, this is going to depend on what TradingView plan you have. If I have the premium plan, usually get a really good deal on Black Friday, around November, December time. But this will dictate what kind of bar style or candlestick style your chart is shown. So you can have bars, you can have candlesticks, and you can have line charts. We tend to use line charts and candlesticks. Sometimes we'll look at volume candles as well, which just shows you the amount of volume traded within that particular time period. But really, line chart and candles are the two main chart types that we want. Then moving over to indicators, so we can drop down some favorited ones. You might not have any favorites for now if you've just started, and you can search on here. So if you're looking for a moving average, you type that and you can choose from here. If you're looking for a sessions indicator, then you can search in here. But indicator wise, we'll come to it. There will be an element during the program where we'll go over indicators used. I actually have my own, and you'll have the ability to download, copy and paste my whole chart actually, and the indicator copy and paste straight into your TradingView profile, so you can use all of my draw tools, have the same chart colors and the same indicators as me as well. Last thing to want to run through on the top is bar replay. So bar replay is where you can backtest. So you click on this, hit start new, and you can choose a section. So if you wanted to test this period that was printing lower lows, lower highs, and without seeing it, then you can do this. Gives you a menu down the bottom. You can select the speed of which the bars play when you hit play. And you can skip forward one tick at a time as well if you wish. If you wanted to go back, if you moved too soon, just hit select bar and come all the way back again to that section. If you move through the time frames, you'll notice it also keeps to that actual segment, so that you can select on a higher time frame the period that you wanted to collect data or practice on, and then move down to your execution time frame to look at things such as kill zones and indicators. That's something that we'll delve deeper into with an individual section on backtesting, and you'll start doing that from around week 3, week 4 in the program. You can cross this off with the X down here, the bottom right, just leave, and it will print price up to date. Now, lastly but not least, over to the left, these are the draw tools that you'll be using. So you can notice here that I have a favorite tools bar. You won't have this if you've just logged in. You can move this around your screen and place it wherever you like. These are the most frequently used drawing tools that I have. I'll just run through them. So we have long position, short position. These are your risk to reward tools. So when you're looking for buys, this gives you an indication of what your risk to reward will look like if you got in at a certain price. If you're looking for a sell position, it's showing the same thing, but obviously in reverse. You can then interact with your broker down on your trading panel if you're using TradingView, Oanda, Fusion Markets, Capital.com, and then you can actually trade. Next to trading panel, it will show another button that obviously isn't there right now because I'm not logged into a broker feed. It will say the word trade, and then there will be a panel on the right pop up here where you can execute your positions. But for now, you don't need to know that. Other drawing tools, we have the arrow, just to simply draw on an arrow. We have horizontal lines, and we have vertical lines, which I use for either alerts, key levels, or most importantly, if there's a news event coming up, I will put this vertical line and add an alert on this line, which you can see there with a little clock. So when price hits across that time period, showing the time down the bottom, 3 p.m., you can move this across. If you wanted it to hit at 11 a.m., whatever time it is, 7 p.m., that's when the alert will hit. You can delete that with just the delete button on your keyboard. We also have the trend line. So if you wanted to use a trend line to dictate anything, and what you can also do is hold shift on your keyboard once you've clicked the first time, and it will hold horizontal or vertical or diagonal lines. And you can also hold the command button and it will anchor to candlesticks like so. We have the curve, which is probably a least commonly used arrow, which is just basically an arrow with a curve, not that necessary. The brush is very commonly used to dictate drawing, so you could use predictions on where price is likely to go. So you can analyze in the morning, leave it on there for the afternoon, come back and go, okay, that's what I expected. Has price followed? We have an arrow, which is more for me to dictate to you certain areas of interest when I'm presenting. We have the pathway tool, which is similar to the brush. It's just cleaner. So it shows you a cleaner chart when it comes to analysis. We have the note tool, which is basically something to write text. So again, if you're asking me a question in Discord and I want context, you click on this camera snapshot and copy the link. But before doing that, if you could write things on the chart, so you could say, why do you expect this high to be taken next? Hit OK. And after a few seconds, it will refresh. And then you can take a snapshot, copy the link, and the question's actually on the chart. So I can specifically see where you're referring to with your questions. The usual text box just adds text anywhere on the screen. You have a circle tool. So if you want to highlight a particular area, or you could use the arrow for this. Both pretty similar uses. We have then the rectangle, if you want to plot on certain ranges, or a particular point of interest, which again will come into use once you learn the strategy and how to begin to analyze. You can delete those individually or with a drag tool by holding the command button. We have then the GAN box, which is very similar to a rectangle, but it shows more of a sandwich. It shows a top and a bottom. You can use the command to anchor to certain positions. And this is good reference for showing sideways price movements, consolidations, and also to see whether price is reaching a high or a low. Like you can see here, the last time we reached the highest point on this 4-hour chart, we pulled back and we're now contained inside of here. So we've had a consolidation since Monday. It's now Wednesday, by the way. And then the last one is the fixed range volume profile. I use this as a reference to where most of the volume is traded. I will cover how to use this, but just as a reference, we can see you put it at one point of a range down to another point with a second click, and it shows you here volume nodes where most of the trading volume was for that period. And we have 3 lines here. The top one in green is the value area high. The black one in the middle is the point of control. and the red one down below is the value area low. So we have 3 areas of volume. We can use a rectangle tool just to note where the volume was, and we can also see where secondary medium to high volume nodes were placed, and we're expecting price to react at these levels. Any other draw tools you'll find over here, you just click on the left and it brings up these tabs: fib retracements, Elliott wave, head and shoulder patterns. There's everything you need in here, even measurement tools such as a ruler. If you're not sure whether a certain high has been swept or not, you can see here it shows it has not. So that's pretty much TradingView as a whole. Again, below this video, if you want all of my indicators, all of my chart colors and my drawing tools without having to create your own and ask me for the settings, there is a link below this video where you can actually copy paste everything in, including the indicator. I'll see you on the next video. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos where we build on these concepts step by step. I've also linked an additional resource and tool in the description below that will help you to practice what you've learned today. And when you're ready, check out the next video on your screen. It's designed to continue the learning process to help you gain confidence even faster. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.